Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the West Ham Network. If you're new around here, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to give you your chance to come on and have your say and your opinion on today's game. West Ham have just been beaten 2-0 away from home at Brentford, and it's not been a great day at the office for West Ham, really, has it? Not sure what the outcome of the injury from Zuma is going to be and how much of an effect that is going to have for us for the rest of the season. We've always known that he's got some kind of issues there with his knees. And I don't know if it was maybe a knee problem or whatever, but we're going to have to really keep an eye on that and see what happens moving forward. But it's worrying because it is one of those injuries that you feel like he's been hobbling around from. He was trying to see that he could carry on, but it was his reaction. It's his reaction to the injury that is the biggest of concerns as well. So let me get the link in the chat and see if anyone wants to come on. You've got more than welcome to come on and have a chat with Anton and get your opinion across. You'd be more than welcome to do it. But we're going to go through the game and give you a chat about kind of things that we thought that were going on. We'll look at the starting lineup, all that sort of stuff. So when it comes to the starting lineup, that's the link there, by the way. If you are watching, this is the link to come and join us, guys. You can come on and get your opinion on the game itself. We'll try and give people about a 5-minute chance as well when we go along. But 3 changes made from the Thursday's game for West Ham. As we saw, Fabianski starting goal, Soufal start in the right-back position, Zuma, Dawson in the central defensive pairing, Creswell out at the left-back role. Of course, he got sent off against Lyon and will miss the second leg for the next game against Lyon. Souček and Rice protecting in the middle of the park. Lanzini came back into the team in the middle of the number 10 role. Fornals, Bowen, and Antonio. And for the Brentford starting 11, they had Rea in goal. They had Ajer, who had a fantastic game today. Zanka, Pinnock, and Rico Henry. Norgard, the captain. Janelt, Eriksson, Mbuemo, Wissa, and Ivan Toney, of course, who also got the goal as well. So I have put the link in the chat. If you're interested and want to come on and have a little bit of venting, you're more than welcome to do it. But the game kicked off and it was an early stoppage of play because Wissa, he took a blow to the face while trying to skip around Craig Dawson. There was no malice in the challenge, and the play was soon back underway straight after it. And it was just a slow start, really, from both teams at the start. And you could maybe say it was desperate defending from West Ham because Brentford were starting to then pick up into the game. And we had to do like last-ditch interventions. I think it was Creswell and Zuma preventing them, Brentford, from hitting the target. And for me, sometimes starting off really slow in these games does not help our momentum for the rest of the games. But this season in particular, what you've noticed is sometimes when we go 1-0 down, we know how to bounce back and react to those performances as well, but it didn't really happen. But then, in the 9th minute, West Ham are starting to play a little bit more football, the football that we know you can do it. And we had good build-up play from West Ham. Creswell sent the ball long, and Antonio flicked the ball into Fornals, who found himself in a bit of space, but couldn't really do anything because the shot was blocked at the edge of the box. And you always think that we know how to get the ball up to the field, but it's the final third has been West Ham's problem for season after season after season. Yes, we score goals throughout the team, but sometimes you think, if you think back to all the chances in the final third that we've had prior to Bowen's, Bowen's had a shed load more chances than, if he could convert 2 or 3 more, he'd be up there. He would be up there in the rankings, and he is up there in the rankings, but it would be ridiculous stats he'd be providing us, and they're already ridiculous stats as well. But we had to make a save. And Mbuemo, he got his head to the ball from a cross that came in from Rico Henry, and it was straight at Fabianski. But the thing you've got to say here is, why is he one of the smallest men in the park getting his head to the ball from those crosses? What is going on with our defence? Is it the hangover of the Europa League? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. But for me, Mbuemo should not be getting up there. If you are interested in coming in and having a chat, click the link. I've seen someone come in and they dropped out straight away. So if you are, this is the link. You just click, you follow the instructions online, you come in and have a chat with me as well. You don't have to come on visually. If you don't want to be on visually, I can turn your camera off and we can go from there as well, and see what is happening. Are you ready to come on? We'll get Matt on. Matt's just joined us as well. Matt, how you doing, mate?
That was a bit shit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not the performances, really, was it?
I don't even know what to say. Like, we got what we deserved. Yeah. Let's be honest. I got I turned it off after 70 minutes. I think our second goal went in, and I went, we're not going to get back in it. Ray make one save in the first half from Souček.
Yeah. What was it though, mate? Do you is it the hangover of the Europa League? Is it the fact that was it the way we set up? Was it the changes that was made? What was it about today's
lack of changes that we made? Probably.
Yeah.
It's been a long season. You know, I think Antonio must be up past 40 games he's played now this season.
But mate, he did not. The funny thing is, and I was saying that, I mean, we only done a Matchday live for literally 20 minutes, I think, because I was watching the game on my phone when we were out, and I came back and thought I'll just jump on and have a chat and see what everyone is saying. But you know, it's just lackluster performance. He just wasn't up to. He really couldn't keep the ball. He was very immobile. He lost the ball. He was poor. He was slow. What was going on there?
I'm surprised he's lasted as long as he did, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he was just knackered from Thursday night. You know, the attacking players would have done a lot of. You know, we played 45 minutes with 10 men Thursday. The attacking players would have done a lot of running to make up the extra man to try and hassle and stop their defenders having an easy time. If it was me, and I can maybe see why Moyes didn't change it. Moyes probably saw the results yesterday and thought maybe we'd have to try and go for it and get that win. But if it was me, I would have rotated as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ben Rama probably would have started. Vlasic would have started. Maybe one of the kids put Bowen up front or something. Like, from what I saw for 70 minutes, we just did not look at it. Didn't look interested. It was never going to be. I think Seth said in the chat at half time, he's like, he'd take a scrappy 0-0 or 1-0 win. And he just looked at the game.
Yeah.
We're just never going to score. Like, we were never going to score today.
You know, but the thing is, though, like, we were letting, like, Mbuemo win headers. I mean, I don't know what height he is, mate. 5'6", 7, 8, if that. He's not a big lad.
For me, the only guy that had a good game today was Dawson.
Yeah.
That says it all. Like, no one else. He tried Lanzini today. Lanzini, obviously we're going to need him Thursday. Maybe we need to get the leg time. Same for Soufal. Neither of them look particularly good, particularly at it.
I think what's pissing people off in particular is the fact that most 3/4 of the results went West Ham's way this weekend. So we found ourselves in another opportunity, mate. Another opportunity.
I don't want to be the downer, but what did I put in the group chat yesterday? We'll lose tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, and I know we probably think like that sometimes, but
it's not just that; it's what we do. Like, for as much as Moyes has changed us, Moyes even in himself, like we know, when we go and play the big teams, Moyes will play defensive, like we'll play within ourselves. When it just comes to it, we cannot get ourselves over the line when it comes to that fine little decisive thing. And yes, maybe you should have rotated and just put the reserves out, because a lot of them first team players probably had their eyes on Thursday. Losing Zuma was a big thing.
Well, just about to ask you, mate, on the 28th minute, after hobbling around for a little while from an earlier incident, Zuma fell down to the ground and was eventually subbed off. What a blow that is.
Commentators said, didn't they? They think he twisted his ankle. Mm-hmm. And the commentator said that's what they heard from the West Ham bench. But he twisted his ankle, they didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Makes sense, because Thursday is massive, but the commentators, you know what? I'm not being funny. If the commentators can see it, I don't know how often they commentate on West Ham games, they were like, no one else can play that left side.
Yeah.
Ogbonna plays there, Zuma plays there. Yeah. But Diop and Dawson, neither of them like playing on that left-hand side. And you saw from that first goal, was it 3 touches from a throw-in to the back of the net?
Yeah.
It's just a basic throw-in. I always scream at you and I about throw-ins, like we can't take them. Look at that throw-in. It was just one throw-in. The guy made a bit of space. First time volley, over the top. Creswell static, Diop static. and yet again Fabianski's beating at his near post.
But why is that? Why are these players making their way through that? Why is it just simple football that seems to break down West Ham so well? You know, because I think he scores the goal in the 48th minute, and like Matt said, literally 3 touches, 1 touch play out of the right as Toney diverts Ajer's throw in to Mbuemo, who loses. Creswell dispatches the ball first time past Fabianski to make it 1-0 to Brentford. What is it about sometimes the most simplest of football, or is it the simplest of football? Is it the quality that some of these players?
It's a good set play, right?
Yeah,
it was, because everything's intentional. That ball is thrown into him. He knows. I don't know who got the assist, but he knows straight away the forward's going to be running in behind him. If I flick this over the top, he's making the run. And we just didn't. I wouldn't say we didn't start the second half very well. We didn't start anything. I didn't see anything for 70 minutes. But usually we know after Europe, especially after European games, first half we're always crap. So when we got to 0-0, I thought, you know what? I was surprised Brentford didn't do more in the first half. I thought they would have learned from the first time we played them. But I expected more in the second half, but we didn't turn on. Maybe if they didn't score that goal, we may have switched on. But it's almost like that goal went in, and the boys just went, well, we've got for Europe on Thursday. Let's just.
But that's the thing, though. So this season, what we've saw from West Ham is a bit of resilience. When if we do go 1-0 down, we have a bit of resilience, a bit of fight, a bit of determination to try and come back and bounce back. But if anything, that goal, like you said, Matt, dropped West Ham's heads. And the only way I could describe our performance after that goal was very pedestrianised.
Mate, we were going through the motions.
Pedestrianised. Yeah.
That was it. That's what I was saying. We were going through the motions. Like, we have to be here. It was almost like, it's like playing FIFA on the fucking Xbox, and like you want to just go sim the game or forfeit and lose 3-0. Like, the players did not want to play today. The players are already thinking about Thursday away in France. And this is just like an inconvenience in between.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but then some of them players were playing for a starting place. And I mean, one of them, Soufal or Frederick's going to have to play. Didn't think much of Soufal. Johnson obviously was rested. He will play. Didn't see much from Lanzini. I mean, we made 2 subs, but I don't know if Vlasic or Benrahma do anything. I didn't even see what they did when they come on.
I think Vlasic really, people have been saying it in the chat. The only kind of positive you can take from today's game potentially would be the fact that Vlasic was actually okay when he came on. He was a bit of fight, bit of determination about what he was doing. He kept the ball, he won the ball. But at that point, though, it was a little bit too late. Christian Eriksen, mate, he's come back from such a crap situation in his life, but he's quality, isn't he? He's got that next level quality.
When it came out on Sky Sports in the end of the window and they said he's going to Brentford, I said I'd go in for him. He hasn't lost. It's not like he's had a horrific broken leg or muscle tear or an ACL and he can't play. The reason they let him go from Inter Milan was that he's not allowed to play with a pacemaker in Italy. They don't let you play. The Premier League do. So, and class is what they say, form temporary, class is permanent. He's got the ability. Yeah. I would have taken him. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up next season.
Yeah.
Will he stay at Brentford, or will the big teams now come sniffing again, going, hang on a minute, he's still got it. Yeah. But I mean, I think, was it the second half or the first half? I think it's the first half when he played, like they were on the attack. And he played like a massive diagonal, like 30-yard ball. And like the guy was in at the back post. And it's only because he took a poor touch and cut inside that Creswell like blocked the shot. And even the commentator was like, I don't think anyone else on the Brentford team even saw that being an option of a pass.
No.
And Eriksen just like with no effort at all. Like he
done it. He done it. He done it a couple of times in the second half.
He is one of them. He's a mercurial player, like a Berbatov. Like he's for the most part today, he just strolled around that pitch and made everything look absolutely effortless. But he was like by far head and shoulders the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like without trying.
Let me talk to you about the Ivan Toney goal. 63 minutes in. This is one we should dissect a little bit because it's a very frustrating goal to concede. The ball gets pinged in over the top of all the defenders. It looks like it's actually going out. And at that point, actually, like you said, Matt, several times, it looks like West Ham defence have given up. But I can't remember who it was that won it. I think it was Mbuemo, actually.
Well, it starts all the way with us attacking.
Well, actually, that's right, because it was Antonio, wasn't it, who lost the ball upfield?
We've actually played a good counter attack, and Antonio has 4 options. He has a pass like a couple of yards, check. I think Bowen's making a run on the right, and Fornals is making a run on the left. And it was like, you've got 4 options. And he done like a couple of weird lanky step overs and just stood on the ball, like expecting something to happen. Got his pocket picked. 1 ball over the top down the wing. Soufal, nothing Soufal could do about it because they doubled up on him and no one doubled up with Soufal. They left the easy overlap. Knocked it beyond him. I don't know who it was. Someone chipped it to the back post and it was Mbuemo, because he scored the first, set up the second. Like, it looked like Creswell just gave up on the ball. Creswell's seen this ball and gone, that's going out for a goal kick. But Mbuemo, fighting for it, has gone, no, I'm keeping this in. And just to hook it back across does fantastically well. But like I said, they gave up on it. And it's almost like, I don't know if the whole defence just like shut down when that ball went over Creswell's head, like, I was going out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looked like that.
Because Dawson and Diop aren't in bad positions defensively, aren't even that far apart, and both just basically watch the ball come back in.
Yeah.
And let's be fair, I don't get. There shouldn't be a centre forward in the Premier League that will miss a free header from 5 yards.
No.
Like, it's bread and butter for any of them.
Yeah.
And at that point, I turned it off. I just said, "This is embarrassing." I switched it off. I was like, "This."
That's him.
That was me. That was the point I checked out of the game. The lads checked out in the first minute, but that's the point I checked out and went, "We're not getting anything out of this game."
Ivan Toney smashing in his 12th goal of the season. Just for anyone that's asking, I've sent the link in the chat. I can see 2 people trying to log in who want to come on and have a chat, but every time they log in, they log straight back out again. So if you're having any issues with it, just click the new link that I've sent. And if you are interested in coming in and having a chat, just try and see if your internet's working okay.
If it's on your phone, make sure it's in Safari, because I opened it up on my phone and it tried to open it up in Google Chrome and it just did not work.
Yeah.
And I had to copy the link to go back into Safari.
If you are wanting to come on, as Matt said, if you've got an iPhone, go into Safari, go into the internet browser, click that link, and then it will hopefully take you through there. I can see people trying to jump on. For some reason, they keep jumping back out again. Let me jump through the comments. Johnny Hammer says the players are mentally and physically tired. You cannot complete in 4 competitions. Trying to use just 13 or 14 players is ridiculous. Frank Butcher says that performance proves we need to invest in the summer to have some much needed depth in our squad. No other manager but Moyes could get a team with no striker and a squad as small as ours in the position we're in. Why was Benny dropped? What do you think of Benny's performance today?
Did I even see him come on for a bit? I can't remember what time he come on the pitch. What time did he come on?
I'm trying to remember exactly.
Did he come on after
57 minutes?
I was about 5 minutes. He didn't. To be honest, he's really frustrating me at the moment because he gives the ball away cheaply. His final ball's lacking.
Yeah.
But it's a bit like when Fornals come in. Moyes sort of gave up on his attacking input, drummed the defensive into him, and then has slowly brought the attacking play back. And it looks like Moyes has spent like about a year breaking Benrahma down, getting all the defensive work in, and now he needs to start building that attacking play up again.
Yeah.
But he offered nothing. The only thing he offered was some fresh legs. And that goes back to that comment about whether we've got 13 or 14 players. We do need more in the summer. We do need to get a lot of players in.
Yeah.
And I want to say it feels a wasted weekend, but the only thing you can say is at least, apart from Tottenham, who may now get the Champions League spot, at least no one else won. So we're still in the position we're in. It's very, very frustrating. It is frustrating. But like I said, I think I can't tell you why they mentally didn't turn up.
Yeah.
No one did.
Yeah.
But it's not surprising because we struggled other games this season. We've played teams that, I go back to like Leeds, that constantly high press you for 90 minutes. We don't have a plan B or ball retention to get around them. We just pump it long, and then you said Antonio doesn't win the ball. Antonio doesn't win the ball as far enough as he should. Like he's actually maybe 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 times he might bring the ball down. I'll be funny. I had the Burnley Norwich game on in the background, and I was watching this game on my phone, and that Veghorst, the Burnley ball in January, that apparently Moyes didn't want because he doesn't want to get a vaccine. He was winning 95% of the balls that went up to.
Yeah.
He was holding up and bringing someone into play. And when you play these teams that play high press 90 from 100 all 90 minutes, that's what you need. but Antonio wasn't winning the ball. And we can't pass out from the back. And at that point, it's like the guys just checked out and went, oh, we ain't going to win this today. This is too much hard work. I don't want to get injured. We've got Thursday coming up. And probably, especially after Zuma went off.
Yeah.
I can imagine most of the players are thinking, well, I don't want to overexert myself because we've got a Europa League game Thursday.
So talk to me then, Matt. I mean, with Europa League coming up, how do West Ham find the form of earlier in the season, or are we in overdrive mode now and trying to just keep ourselves above water? Where are we at?
He should have rotated today. I'm sorry, whatever we had as options, he should have rotated. Like, Diop should have started 4-1 of the two. Put Fredericks as the right winger. Put Vlasic on the right. Like, he's basically, like, we're stuck in that position where we've only got 13, 14 players.
Mm.
And you've got to think, what, we're 30, is it 31 or 30, is it 31 games into the season now? 31, 32 games?
No, 32 now, yeah. 6 to go.
Right. We played 2 games in the FA Cup, 3 games in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So 35 games. We played 4 games in the Carabao Cup. 39 games.
Yeah.
6 games in the group stage. And so far 3 games in knockouts. That's another 9 games. We've played nearly 50 games this season on what is essentially about a 15-man squad. The guys are just absolutely shattered. But, you know, I don't want to say it. I don't like giving credit to them. But look at Tottenham. They brought in 2 players in January. He brought in a midfielder and a winger just to freshen things up. And they've kicked on from it. They were struggling. They kicked on. Moyes has said, I didn't want to bring him in. Didn't want to spend 5 million on a cheap centre forward because I don't want to buy one for the sake of it. But you cannot tell me today it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones. Is it one? I don't know, mate. A couple of more questions for you. What do we learn about today's game, and how do we use that knowledge to move on?
What do we learn from today? That we don't have a plan B.
Oh,
we don't. We haven't got a plan B. Like,
yeah.
The plan B was put Bowen. I'm guessing Bowen went up middle when Antonio went off.
Yeah.
So he didn't even try Vlasic up there. Like, at that point, he may as well play Vlasic up front. He might as well, once we went 2-0 down, he might as well start experimenting.
Yeah.
All we've learned is that Moyes has got one style of play, and that because we don't have the ability to change it, we don't have the players to change it, he's still going to play the same way. And that I said this back in November, didn't I? That we were like crawling through January to get some signings in.
Yeah.
And then we went and signed no one. And now we're like crawling through to the end of the season on the fact we've got 6 league games left and at least 1 more game in Europe, maybe 3. So you've still got potentially about 10 games left.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have we got players for it? Maybe not.
I think Brentford now, with that win, have pretty much guaranteed Premier League football for another season.
I know I've sat here and been grumpy for 15 minutes, whatever, but don't take anything away from Burnley. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
They turned up. They had the hunger, desire, the drive, the snappiness, the pace. We could have played this game for another 2 hours, and Brentford might score 4 more goals, and we wouldn't have scored.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Let me read some stuff to you. Brentford's 4th victory in 5 games lifts them up to 13th in the league, 36 points, 12 clear of the bottom 3. The defeat for West Ham has left us in 6th in the Premier League, 6 points outside of the top 4, having played at least a game more than our Champions League chasing rivals. And of course, we've got the league game to go, the second leg of the Europa League to go. Let me read some stats to you as well for the game. Brentford had 47% to West Ham's 53%. How many shots did Brentford have though, Matt?
No idea. They had quite a few though.
15 to West Ham's 5. They had 7 on target to West Ham's 1. They had 3 off target to West Ham's 3. They had 5 shots blocked. West Ham had 1. They had an 84% passing success rate, as did West Ham as well. They won 45% of their tackles to West Ham's 40. They won 52% of their aerial duels to West Ham's 48. Fabianski had to make 5 saves today to Brentford's 1 save as well.
That wasn't even a save, was it? Like,
yeah,
it was that clip ball into Souček, and he just glanced it from about 10 yards out straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. That was,
yeah.
He could have sat on a deck chair today.
Yeah.
You know, got a pina colada out or something. He had nothing to do.
No. You're right. Brentford were magnificent today. We're going to wait and hear what happens with Zuma. Hopefully, it's not as bad, but it looks like it's an ankle injury, and they're going to assess it.
He twisted it, so twisted ankle should be all right. But
yeah, strap that up and get him back and ready to rock and roll. Adam Cook says, "Why are people so down about everything? We'll beat Lyon and get 5th in the Premier League. Have faith and stop moaning all like the fucking time." Play cardboard cutout of Antonio on Thursday as it's more chance of scoring. Luke's in the house. Hope you're well, lads. Anyone not deluded should realise our lack of depth of quality numbers would leave us shattered. Obvious. The bookies made them faves to win today, Frank. They know how hard it is for us to play 2 games. By God, we make football look very difficult today. Not a surprise. We were all knackered from Lyon, plus no depth in our squad, sadly. And Norman says, and does not think we'll get 5th and can't even get 6th after today. But we'll have to wait and see. The season is taking weird tops and turns. And when we had an opportunity to try and close that gap again, it didn't work out. When results were going our way, we couldn't just get that little bit of the edge and catch up with the ones above us. But I have no doubts that the season's going to take a few more twists and turns. Remember, I've done a show on the Champions League qualification. Remember, teams like Tottenham, they play Arsenal. Arsenal play Tottenham. They all have to play Liverpool's and Man City's of the world. So West Ham, I think, have only got Man City and Arsenal, really, if you think about the top 6 or 7 to go. So there's winnable games in there. It's just about turning those winnable games into facts and actually doing it and turning up and getting the job done. So thank you very much for joining us. Short and sweet review today. I know we've done 2 short shows for you, but it's better bringing you something better than nothing. And let's just keep the faith onto the Europa League, mate, for the second leg. And yeah, let's go to France and do a job over them, and fingers crossed we can get to the semi-finals, and we'll see what happens. For myself and Matt, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll be back tomorrow with our West Ham dailies and Hammers headlines. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,